Many people think all debt is bad and should be avoided at all costs. Yet the truth is more complex. Debt can either destroy your financial future or accelerate wealth, depending on how it's used. In this video, we'll explore the difference between good and bad debt, why most people fail to recognize it, and how smart individuals leverage debt to build lasting wealth. Understanding this can transform the way you manage money forever. Bad debt comes from borrowing to buy things that lose value or don't generate income. Credit cards, high-interest personal loans, and unnecessary gadgets fall into this category. Many people spend decades paying interest on items that bring no long-term benefit. Bad debt reduces cash flow, creates stress, and traps individuals in cycles of repayments. Avoiding these pitfalls is the first step toward financial freedom and smarter use of borrowing. Good debt is borrowing that creates value, generates income, or appreciates over time. Mortgages, business loans, and certain student loans can be considered good debt if used strategically. Wealthy individuals use good debt to acquire assets that produce cash flow, leverage investments, or fund education that increases earning potential. Recognizing opportunities where debt works for you instead of against you is a key factor in building long-term wealth. If you're interested in money, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Thank you. Leverage is using borrowed money to amplify returns. When applied correctly, debt can increase income, expand businesses, or accelerate investment growth. Ordinary people avoid leverage entirely or misuse it, resulting in financial strain. Smart individuals calculate risk, interest, and potential returns before borrowing. Debt becomes a tool that multiplies wealth rather than a burden, allowing them to grow assets faster than relying on savings or salary alone. Most people see debt as a trap because they only experience bad debt. They pay high-interest credit cards or personal loans, feel stressed, and associate borrowing with risk. This fear prevents them from exploring opportunities where debt could actually work in their favor. Understanding the distinction between destructive and productive debt is crucial. Fear of debt keeps people stuck in a paycheck-to-paycheck cycle instead of leveraging resources for growth. Home loans are a classic example of good debt if approached wisely. A mortgage allows people to own appreciating property without paying the full price upfront. Wealthy individuals use mortgages strategically, choosing properties that can increase in value or generate rental income. By managing interest rates, down payments, and monthly payments, they transform debt into an asset rather than a liability, turning long-term borrowing into a powerful wealth-building tool. Not all student loans are bad. Education loans can be good debt if they lead to higher income potential or valuable skills. Many people, however, take on massive loans without a clear plan for repayment or career advancement, resulting in stress and financial strain. Smart individuals choose programs that provide a strong return on investment, understanding the cost-benefit of debt. Education becomes leverage, increasing earning capacity rather than a long-term burden. Entrepreneurs often use debt to fund startups or expand businesses. A well-structured loan can finance equipment, marketing, or inventory that generates profits exceeding interest costs. Badly managed business debt, however, can sink a company. Wealthy business owners calculate cash flow, ROI, and risk before borrowing. They view debt as a growth accelerator, not just a financial burden, turning strategic loans into long-term income streams and scalable assets. Credit cards are often the first step into bad debt. High interest, minimum payments, and impulsive spending trap ordinary people. Wealthy individuals use credit cards strategically, paying off balances in full, earning rewards, or leveraging short-term interest-free periods to manage cash flow. The difference is planning and discipline. Proper use turns a potential liability into a tool for convenience, credit history, and small financial benefits without falling into debt traps. Interest rates determine whether debt becomes a burden or a tool. High-interest debt, like credit cards or payday loans, quickly snowballs into unmanageable payments. Low-interest debt for appreciating assets, like real estate or business loans, can multiply wealth. Wealthy individuals analyze rates, terms, and repayment schedules carefully, ensuring that borrowed money generates more than it costs. Understanding interest is key to distinguishing good debt from destructive debt. Debt without cash flow planning is dangerous. Many people take loans without ensuring they can handle payments, leading to stress and financial strain. Smart borrowers create budgets, forecast income, and structure repayments to maintain liquidity. Wealthy individuals prioritize assets and investments that generate cash flow to cover debt service. Proper management ensures debt accelerates growth instead of creating financial bottlenecks, allowing leverage to work in their favor. Debt affects mindset. Ordinary people often feel trapped, anxious, and stressed by payments, leading to poor financial decisions. Wealthy individuals reframe debt as a tool to achieve goals, reducing fear and enabling strategic action. Understanding the psychological difference between productive and destructive debt allows better decision-making. Managing mindset alongside finances ensures that borrowing serves growth rather than stress, transforming fear into empowerment and opportunity. Wealthy individuals evaluate debt by asking, will this borrow generate more value than it costs? They calculate ROI, cash flow, and risk before taking on any loan. Ordinary people rarely run these calculations, often borrowing impulsively or for consumables. This careful evaluation ensures that each debt taken either builds assets, generates income, or appreciates in value, turning borrowing into a powerful tool instead of a financial trap. Even good debt can become bad if it funds lifestyle inflation. Many people take bigger loans to buy luxury cars, gadgets, or bigger homes they can't truly afford. Wealthy individuals resist this trap, focusing on debt that creates income or grows wealth. Discipline ensures borrowed money works for you rather than vanishes on consumption. Controlling spending while leveraging debt is crucial for long-term financial freedom and stability. Strategically used debt accelerates wealth growth. Loans for business expansion, education, or property allow individuals to achieve results faster than relying solely on savings. The key is aligning borrowing with income-generating activities. Wealthy people use debt to multiply opportunities, not just maintain a lifestyle. Misuse turns debt into a drain, but smart application can compound wealth and create financial freedom decades earlier than hard work alone. Too much debt, even good debt, can backfire. Over-leveraging exposes borrowers to risk if income drops or investments fail. Wealthy individuals carefully calculate risk-to-reward ratios and maintain safety margins. Ordinary people often take on more debt than they can service, leading to financial stress or bankruptcy. Understanding limits and maintaining balance ensures debt remains a tool for growth rather than a destructive force that traps you financially. Every dollar borrowed has an opportunity cost. Ordinary people often use debt to consume, missing the chance to invest or create assets. Wealthy individuals focus borrowed money on activities that generate returns exceeding interest costs. By prioritizing productive use, they ensure debt accelerates wealth rather than drains resources. Understanding opportunity cost allows smarter decisions, making debt a strategic tool rather than a financial trap. Timing is critical when taking debt. Wealthy individuals borrow when opportunities are ripe, property market growth, business expansion, or education that boosts income. Ordinary people often borrow impulsively or during low-value periods, increasing risk. Proper timing ensures that borrowed money works efficiently, creating exponential benefits. Strategic borrowing with foresight separates productive debt from harmful debt. Debt mistakes are inevitable, but learning differentiates the wealthy from ordinary borrowers. Analyzing failed investments or high-interest loans allows individuals to refine strategy, avoid repeating errors, and build smarter financial habits. Ordinary people often ignore lessons, accumulating stress and financial damage. Treating mistakes as guidance turns debt into a learning tool, helping borrowers grow wealth safely over time. A structured debt strategy combines good borrowing, risk management, and disciplined repayment. Wealthy individuals maintain clear budgets, track cash flow, and align debt with long-term goals. Ordinary people often borrow without planning, creating financial strain. By developing a strategy that prioritizes income-generating debt, minimizes bad debt, and leverages opportunities, borrowers can transform debt from a liability into a powerful engine for building assets and long-term wealth. Rich individuals use their networks to access better borrowing opportunities, lower interest rates, investor partnerships, or insider knowledge. Ordinary people often rely solely on banks or payday lenders, missing advantageous options. Building relationships opens doors to debt that multiplies wealth safely, while also reducing risk. Strategic networking can transform the quality of debt you take, turning ordinary loans into powerful financial tools. The key difference is mindset. Wealthy individuals view debt as a tool to create assets and income, not as a punishment or burden. Ordinary people fear borrowing or treat it irresponsibly, limiting growth. Shifting perspective allows smarter decisions, disciplined borrowing, and leveraging debt for compounding wealth. Seeing loans as strategic instruments changes behavior and financial outcomes dramatically. Good debt creates value, generates income, or appreciates over time. Bad debt funds consumption, loses value, and creates stress. Wealthy people know the difference, leveraging loans strategically to grow wealth and build financial freedom. Ordinary people often confuse the two, falling into traps that limit opportunity. Understanding these principles empowers anyone to make smarter financial choices and turn debt into a growth engine. If you found this video valuable, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Start evaluating your debt today. Focus on income-generating loans, avoid high-interest consumption, and plan strategically. Every smart financial decision compounds over time, turning debt into a tool for wealth rather than a trap. Take control now and begin your journey toward financial freedom, using debt wisely to build lasting assets.